So the next thing we're focusing on in terms of setting yourself up for a successful year ahead is skills and capabilities. Now, in last week's show, we looked at your environment and how to ensure that your environment wholly supports and is conducive to you achieving your goals. Today, we're going to explore how important your own level of skill and capability is, and your own perception of the level of skill and capability that you have is when it comes to serving your clients, when it comes to feeling comfortable and proud and wanting to market yourself and get your services out there, and when it actually comes to helping to deliver that outcome and achieve results. Now, as we know, as coaches and service-based business providers, achieving results, helping our clients to achieve the outcome that they come to us for is paramount in establishing and maintaining our credibility in the marketplace. And the reason, therefore, that skills and capabilities are important is that if you don't have the skill or the knowledge or the ability to help your clients to achieve those goals, then your reputation will suffer, your credibility will suffer, and most importantly, your own mindset will suffer as you begin to doubt yourself, doubt your own abilities. It has a direct impact on your own self-efficacy, and it can lead to things like imposter syndrome because you're not able to help your clients to create the transformation that they've come to you for. And so in today's show, we're going to be really focusing on the importance of skills and capabilities, as well as some ways in which you can harness your existing skills and develop your capabilities so that you are able to provide that service that you know is actually going to deliver for your clients time and time again. Now, I know that you've already got a lot of experience. You're here, and in your lifetime, you've achieved many things. And I bet you can think of lots of things that you've achieved. Right from when you were born, right, you learnt to talk, you learnt to walk, you learnt to interact and socialize at school, you learnt to study perhaps, and you've undertaken a lot of learning throughout your lifetime. Perhaps you've gone to university, perhaps you've done some on-job learning. Maybe you're in corporate and attended a variety of courses there, from how to operate your computer or software system, right through to how to lead people, manage people, or operate some systems that were unique to that organization. You've learned how to build rapport. You've learned how to listen and engage with people. Perhaps you've learned how to parent. There are so many things that we learn to do throughout our lifetime that maybe we don't necessarily class as being skills or capabilities. And so this is your opportunity and my invitation to you to very first of all, create an achievement log. And I want you to write down everything that you have actually achieved in your life to date. Because when you do that and you actually take the time to go through and highlight all of those things that you've successfully mastered. So, driving a car is another great example, learning to cook. There are so many things when you look broadly across your life and your business experience that you have come to develop knowledge, understanding, and skill in. So take your time, and I really want you to write down all of those things. And you know what, for those of you who are still unsure about a niche in your business, this is key information for that process as well. And of course, understanding and defining your niche is coming up in a future episode. But for now, I just want you to make a list of all those amazing things that you have achieved. You may not think they're amazing, but they're all foundational skills that prove to you that you can learn new things, that you can master new things, and that developing skill is something that you can do when you put your mind to it. The next thing I want you to think about is, because, having the skills and the capability is so important when it comes to our credibility, is where are the gaps that exist for you? When you look at the goals that you've set for yourself this year, what gaps exist in your ability to help your clients provide that transformation, in your ability to manage your business, in your ability to streamline your productivity, to maintain time management? What are those skills that you really need to develop? And I'm even talking here about things like learning to say no and setting boundaries. So let's think about it at the moment for a minute when it comes to the categories in the 90-day plan. It's a really useful framework for us to use. So What skills and capabilities do you have when it comes to finances and financial management in your business? And what do you actually need to develop? What do you need to become more aware of or be able to do? Maybe there's something that you want to do, like read the Profit First book and apply those principles to your business and to your life. Maybe it's that you want to be more organized with your finances. Maybe that you want to develop the skill to be able to do some proper financial analysis of what's happening in your business, or to communicate really effectively with your bookkeeper or accountant if you do have one. What about systems and processes in your business? So things like, what's your email system like? Is it really working for you? Do you have the skill to be able to manage that effectively? Is that something that perhaps you need to outsource in your business? What are all those software applications that you have in your business? And listen, maybe you've visited a Black Friday sale and you've bought applications that you haven't even downloaded. Do you know that things like Trello and Asana are really useful for your productivity? Perhaps you had a go at them once. You tried them once. Someone shared a Trello board with you and you didn't quite enjoy it. You didn't quite get the knack of it. So you haven't utilized it to its full capacity. Sharing a Trello board for our messaging is something that I do with my students in the Mindset Coach Academy. And I know sometimes that is the reaction. But once you can get to grips with certain systems in your business and enjoy using them, then they do lend themselves so beautifully to helping you with your time management and your productivity. What about your website? How adept are you at managing that? Can you, if you write blog posts or vlogs, can you upload those easily and effortlessly? Do you need to outsource some of that work? Someone else to help you? Maybe you've actually downloaded a course about blog writing and you haven't quite done that yet. What about then we look at marketing and visibility in our business? So where are the skills gaps here for you? What are you really capable of? What are you great at? In fact, let's look at that first. What are you great at in terms of your marketing? Are you someone who shows up visibly online? Are you someone who knows and understands the tech that you need to be able to perhaps do a podcast, write a blog? Get yourself out there in social media. Do you know how to use stories? Do you know how to use reels on Instagram? Are you on TikTok? How are you engaging in LinkedIn? What skills and capabilities do you need there? Now, look, I'm the first to admit that I have taken several courses and had people try and explain to me, well, finally, successfully, how to use Instagram. I was one of these people that didn't really get where the on button was. And even now, sometimes when I'm looking for messages, I'm not quite sure which button I need to press. And you know what? That's a skill and capability that I actually do need to have in terms of engaging with my audience on that platform. When it comes to marketing, how adept are you at writing copy? How adept are you at creating captions and hashtags and writing social media posts? Again, this could be something that you want to outsource, but equally, it may be something that you want to upskill in. Perhaps there's a course or a program that you could take that would really help you to gain more mastery in this area and create a structure for yourself. Deep understanding of the various platforms, a deep understanding of social media content and content marketing. Maybe you don't know what to do around your funnels in your business, and perhaps that's something that you want to work on as well. Maybe it's how to create a great newsletter. Perhaps it's how to create and engage a Facebook group. There are so many opportunities in the marketing and visibility space for learning and for developing great skill and capability. How do you approach people for podcasting? So to be a guest on their podcast. And how do you be a really effective guest on a podcast? Lots of books on the subject. There are lots of Facebook groups as well that support people who are podcasters and looking for podcast guests as well. There's so much that you can do in terms of upskilling your capability, your self-belief and self-efficacy in the marketing and visibility area. The next one is around your sales and your products and services. What skills do you have there? You know what? Some of us are really prolific content creators. We love nothing more than creating programs and opt-ins and downloads. But actually, getting it out there and selling it can be a whole other story. How adept are you at offering out your products and services for sale? Do you know how to launch? Do you know how to, get things out there? Do you know how to package your programs and your services in a way that makes them really appealing to your ideal client? In the Mindset Coach certification, it's something that we spend time on going through and crafting those packages and those services, whether it's one-to-one coaching or whether it's a group program or whether it's a membership or a one-to-one intensive. We spend time going through and ensuring that the framework and that the outcome can be achieved using the tools and skills that we learn. And we also, it is a skill. It is something to master, actually putting things together in a way that flows, that supports that transition of your client from when they first start working with you, from where they are now, right through the process to when they exit their work with you and they've achieved their outcome. And that's a skill in itself. And again, there are lots of things online that you can take, courses you can take to support you with that as well. So is that an area maybe that you need to be focusing on? Think about that in terms of your products and services. Is the mix actually right? Are they delivered in the right way? And then we want to also think about our leadership of self and leadership of others. How effective are you if you have a team at delegating? How effective are you at communication with your team? How effective are you in setting your own boundaries? How effective are you at keeping commitments to yourself when it comes to having downtime in your business? These are the things that you want to start to think about. How can you develop those skills? And there are lots of small strategies that you can use that will really help you in each of these areas. Now, one of the things that I want to mention to you is that if you're identifying things that you need to improve in order to achieve your goals this year across any of those areas, I want you to just take a nice deep breath and pause for a minute. Because if you're anything like me, especially in the early days of my business, you've downloaded a lot of free things from the internet. Now, look, a lot of them aren't very particularly good. They're quite light and they're easily Googleable. But I know that you've probably downloaded some amazing resources from experts in your industry or in other industries. And I want you to go back over those files, do a search, find where you've stored them, and have a look at the great content that's there. Now, I also know that you've probably purchased courses along the way. Perhaps you purchased a course to get your Instagram up and running, or maybe you did something around launching or creating a membership. Perhaps you purchased a course to learn how to more effectively run and market your business. I want you to take some time to have a look at the things that you've identified as being gaps in where you need to close in terms of your skills and capability. And then I want you to take some time to write down all the courses and free things that you've either purchased or downloaded free and what they intend to do. Like, why did you buy those things? And then I want you to map across the gaps. Because my guess is you've probably already got the resources to fill some of those gaps in your skills and capabilities that you've identified. And listen, this also applies in your personal life. You can apply it to that as well. So before you go rushing out to get the next shiny new object to upskill yourself, I really recommend that you take stock and look at what you already have to access what you've already purchased or downloaded, and use those resources first. And of course, if you are someone who really wants to upskill as a coach, to be able to learn the transformational mindset skills and the variety of modalities that we share with you at the Mindset Coach Academy, then do get in touch for that. And remember, there is a business mastermind that's included with our program. So we not only teach you how to create transformation in your clients, how to create products and services that are going to sell and achieve those transformations, but we also teach you how to get yourself out there, how to market yourself, and to create a thriving coaching practice too. Now, I'd love to learn what the gaps are that you've identified in your skills and capabilities, and also how you plan to close those gaps with the things that you already have. And perhaps there's some things on your radar that you want to undertake to develop your skills and capabilities in the future. Really looking forward to next week's show, where I'll be sharing with you how to harness your behavior and your habits to set yourself up for success this year. Bye for now.